Vishwavidyalaya, Indore. I, Dr. Supriya Vyas, Assistant Professor, Department of Chemistry, welcome you all in the valedictory session of Anand Amrit 2023, a conference on mindfulness and happiness at workplace challenges and opportunities. In the plenary and conference sessions, we have had these insights on the worthiness of being happy in our life, especially at workplace. To know more, I invite Mr. Priman Sharma, Core Committee Member, Anand Amrit 2023, to present the event.
Thank you very much, Supriya ma'am. A very good evening to all the dignitaries, participants, and audience present here. I am feeling privileged to present a brief report of today's conference, Anand Amrit 2023. I am sharing my screen. I hope my screen is visible to everyone.
Yes.
Yeah. So, Anand Amrit 2023. The inaugural ceremony of the one-day virtual conference organized by Center of Excellence in Happiness Studies, Sri Vaishno Vidyapith Vishwavidyalaya, Indore, on the theme Mindfulness and Happiness at Workplace, Challenges and Opportunities, began with auspicious lamplighting ceremony. Sri Purushottam Das Pasari, Honorable Chancellor, and Dr. Upinder Dhar, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Sri Vaishno Vidyapith Vishwavidyalaya, Indore, welcomed Chief Guest Dr. Dashokarma Ura, Executive President, Center for Bhutan and Gross National Happiness Studies, Thimphu, Bhutan. Dr. T.K. Mandal, Professor and Head, Center of Excellence in Happiness Studies, Sri Vaishno Vidyapith Vishwavidyalaya, Indore, and convener Anand Amrit 2023 spoke about the conference. He shared that the conference is organized as an annual event on International Day of Happiness to bring together seasoned experts and scholars in the field of happiness studies and research to share new knowledge, development, and new findings in the happiness studies. Dr. T.K. Mandal informed that this is the 5th consecutive year of Anand Amrit, which is being organized by Center of Excellence in Happiness Studies. He shared that this is the 11th year since the first World Happiness Report was published, and it is exactly 11th years since the United Nations General Assembly adopted Resolution 66/281, proclaiming 20th March to be observed annually as International Day of Happiness. Since then, more and more people have come to believe that our success as countries should be judged by the happiness of our people. There is also a growing consensus about how happiness should be measured. This consensus means that national happiness can now become an operational objective for governments. Dr. Mandal also gave details of all last 4 conferences organized by Center of Excellence in Happiness Studies with their themes. Dr. Upinder Dhar, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Sri Vaishno Vidyapith Vishwavidyalaya, delivered the welcome address. At the outset, he congratulated Center of Excellence in Happiness Studies for organizing an event of such standard and highly appreciated the theme chosen for the conference. He shared his thoughts about the concepts of happiness. He explained that traditionally we had been talking about satisfaction, but now why are we talking about happiness? Happiness, that is Anand in Hindi, and satisfaction meaning Santushti in Hindi, both are different and are not synonyms of each other. Through research, it has been found that satisfaction is domain specific, while happiness cuts across these domains. He spoke about the importance of happiness in totality in comparison to satisfaction. Research suggests that the happiness helps in reducing overall stress, while satisfaction helps in reducing stress in a particular domain. Happiness is good for the health of heart. Happier person has the healthier heart. Happiness can boost the immune system of a person, leading to the healthier, disease-free, and longer life. Happier people can relate with other people easily and likely to have good relationships with people from different domains. Happy people have better and happy married life and are more satisfied. Happiness increases productivity of employees at workplace. Happier employees perform well and give better output. He said that recent findings suggest that happiness makes us more creative. Happiness promotes creativity and both are correlated. Similarly, mindfulness is also directly correlated with positive aspect of life and ultimately leads to the happiness. Sri Purushottam Das Pasari, Honorable Chancellor Shri Vaishno Vidyapit Vishwavidyalaya expressed his gratitude to the chief guest for accepting the invitation. He said that happiness is the natural gift which is given only to the human beings by the God. Only human beings have the capacity to be happy, so we must be thankful to the God. In his address, he briefed the audience about the 138 years old and rich history of Shri Vaishnav Trust, various activities and its objectives. The e-souvenir SAR Anand 2023 was released. Dr. Vikas Rathore, Assistant Professor, Shri Vaishnav Institute of Commerce, introduced and shared a short profile about the esteemed chief guest, Dr. Dashok Karma Ura, and invited him to address the online gathering. Chief guest on the occasion, Dr. Dashok Karma Ura, President, Center for Bhutan and GNH Studies, Thimphu, Bhutan, shared his views on the theme. He spoke about sensing the external world through mind, body, and soul, and he talked about social relationship with the marketized environment. He focused on how happiness depends primarily on quality of social relationship and sustained social quality and environmental quality. According to Dr. Dashok Karma Ura, happiness can be increased by increasing positive social emotion. He also emphasized on different ways of being happy, like meditation and yoga. In the end, he suggested that research on happiness can be useful for governments in making public policies and may complement economic growth and GDP of a country, which ultimately will increase its GNP, that is the gross national happiness. Dr. Shubhi Vyas, Assistant Professor, Department of Psychology, SVV, was the Master of Ceremony, and Ms. Mohita Kushwa, Assistant Professor, Shri Vaishnav Institute of Commerce, was the rapporteur for the inaugural session. The inaugural ceremony concluded with words of thanks by Dr. Anu Kande, Core Committee Member and Coordinator, Execution Committee, Anand Amrit 2023. The inaugural session was followed by the plenary session. The plenary session began with the introduction of the esteemed speakers. The first speaker of plenary session, Shri R. Anand, Senior Vice President, HR, HCL Technology Noida, spoke about mindfulness with respect to the VUCA world. He explained how to respond and not react to the VUCA, that is volatility, uncertainty, complexity, and ambiguity. The seasoned speaker, the second speaker of plenary session, Shri Akhilesh Argal, CEO, Rajya Anand Sansthan, Government of Madhya Pradesh, Bhopal, spoke that though money can buy most of the things, but it cannot buy everything, especially happiness. He emphasized some issues like depression and anxiety amongst the younger generation these days and said that promoting happiness can help everyone in addressing these problems, and that is what government is trying to do these days with the help of Rajya Anand Sansthan. Mr. Argal also discussed and informed about various schemes and projects initiated by the Rajya Anand Sansthan of Government of Madhya Pradesh. These projects are being implemented with the help of 75,000 volunteers. He also discussed the importance of sports, joy, and life skills in connection with inner happiness. The last speaker of the plenary session, Colonel Premnath, CEO, that is Chief Energizing Officer, and CIO, Chief Inspiration Officer, spoke about the importance of being expressive and sharing the happiness. He emphasized on practicing mindfulness at workplace, especially in the corporate world. He said that happiness is not a permanent thing while it is a journey. He further discussed negative impacts of digital devices, particularly at workplace. Mr. Sujay Phatak, Assistant Professor, Department of Economics, Shri Vaishno Vidyapit Vishwavidyalaya, moderated the plenary session. Ms. Pooja Verma, Assistant Professor, Shri Vaishnav School of Management, was the rapporteur for the plenary session. The plenary session was highly informative and was followed by two concurrent technical sessions. Technical session 1. The technical session 1 was chaired by Dr. Rishi Dubey, Professor and Principal, Indore Institute of Management and Research, IIMR, and co-chaired by Dr. Nimit Gupta, Director, SVITS, Shri Vaishnav Vidyapit Vishwavidyalaya. Total 9 research papers related to the theme were presented by scholars and academicians from different disciplines. Mr. Satish Patel, Assistant Professor, Shri Vaishnav Institute of Journalism and Mass Communication, was the moderator of the technical session 1. The session ended with the closing remarks of the session chair. Dr. S.P. Singh, in the technical session 2, Dr. S.P. Singh, Professor of Finance, Alliance of Business Alliance University, Bangalore, was the session chair for the technical session 2. Dr. V.R. Sampath, Director, Shri Vaishnav Institute of Textile Technology, Shri Vaishnav Vidyapit Vishwavidyalaya, was the co-chair for this session. Total 8 research papers related to the theme were presented by scholars and academicians from different disciplines. In the opening remarks, Dr. S.P. Singh highly praised the efforts of the participants and appreciated their choices of the topics. He suggested researchers that they must highlight gaps in current understanding or conflicts in current knowledge. Dr. V.K. Sampath shared that all papers were very informative. Many of them have been up to the mark and written in well manner. He also opined that it's a matter of pride that senior faculty and industrialists were participants in the event. Ms. Amrita Singh, Assistant Professor, Shri Vaishnav Institute of Law, was the moderator of the technical session 2. The conference was highly successful and beneficial for the participants from academia as well as from industry. Thank you.
I hope Anand 2023 has added a new learning experience, knowledge, and few memories to your life. We would like to know how well our efforts has resonated to you. I request the participants to please share your feedback on the conference with us. For that, I would like to invite Mr. Tapas Upadhyay from DCBM Indore to share his experience.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes.
So, good evening, everyone. I'm Tapas Upadhyay from Daily College of Business Management, Indore. And I would like to, first of all, congratulate the whole team of SVV for conducting this special conference on mindfulness and happiness at workplace. First of all, I would like to congratulate that the topic which they have chosen is quite relevant in today's times, because happiness and mindfulness are something which everybody is sought after. So, of course, the heartiest congratulations. And I've also presented the paper, and I got to learn a lot from others' research work, as well as from the valuable comments from the chair. So a big thanks to the chair, and a big congratulations to the team SVV. Dhar Sir, Dhar Ma'am, Dr. Ishu Roy, Dr. T.K. Mandal. Heartiest congratulations to the team. Thank you.
Thank you. Now, I would like to call upon Dr. Shaili Mishra to share her experience.
Hearty good evening to one and all. Well, it's a privilege to share my views on the Happiness Day. First of all, I wish a very happy and I could say a very fruitful Happiness Day to all. The sessions as well as the conference which was held, it was something which is the need of the arts. We actually require happiness and mindfulness to be studied. When we talk about the happiness index or the quality of life, or whatever the factors, the variables which are associated with happiness, they are not to be talked about. Rather, they are to be researched, they are to be studied. So with the same theme, I congratulate the whole team of Mandal sir, the way they organized everything and actually executed. And we look forward for such beautiful endeavors in future too. Thank you and congratulations.
Thank you, ma'am. Now, I would like to invite Mrs. Vidisha Sarkil to share her experience.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Vidisha Sarkil. I'm a research scholar from Usha Martin University from Ranchi. And thank you very much for organizing such an interesting and useful conference. It's really very good and interesting conference indeed. here I presented my paper and giving for this opportunity to present my paper. Plus, here I learned a lot because here the mindfulness is connected with the consumer behavior, how the spiritual intelligence also helping it out. So different topics is too much related to the current times. And it was, the conference was very much organized, very systematic, and the whole team has organized in such a beautiful way. And thank you. I'm really feeling good and proud to be a part of this conference. Thank you once again. Thank you so much for this conference. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. A pessimist complains about the wind, optimist tries to change it, and a leader adjusts the sails. The sails for this particular notion were adjusted by a person who is not only a great motivation to all of us, but a visionary and the person who gave us the belief to bring together this conference. So I would now like to request Dr. T.K. Mandal, convener of the conference and head of Center of Excellence in Happiness Studies, to give concluding and inspirational remarks.
Thank you, Supriya. Dr. Binod Dumlekar, Sri Mahendra Pratap Singh Power, there in the attendees, they are attending this as this session as attendees. My colleagues who were there as panelists, Supriya, Dr. Anu Kande, Vikas Sharma, Vikas Rathod, Premangs, Nobert, Sumit. Some of the participants were there on the panel as well as attendees and friends. This is supposed to be a brief talk by the Vice Chancellor, who had to rush out of the university on some urgent work, and he even could not accept the request of addressing online because he's about to reach the place where he has to work. So he asked me to see that the concluding session goes on, and that's why I'm here. There are a few things which I wanted to convey. Couple of things which are, I know, there in the minds of the Vice Chancellor. Let me talk about that first. In fact, he was mentioning a few days back, this is such a topic or such an area where there is enormous scope of research, and therefore our Vice Chancellor was very keen that we spread this conference over 2 days instead of 1 day. And honestly speaking, I also personally feel, because of the scope of research in this area, we could and the way we are propagating this work, that is motivating people to do research in happiness, I'm sure next year we would be able to garner more research papers for presentation, and therefore we will be able to spread it over 2 days in the coming year as far as Anand Amrit is concerned. The other thing that he keeps saying in all valedictory functions is that something ends marks the beginning of something else. Now, these words actually have a much bigger connotation, in the sense that we are just about to close this year's Anand Amrit, which means there is a beginning of something else. The something else is in terms of achieving something more than what we already done before. So in a way, we have set certain benchmarks over past 5 conferences. Now, this is the beginning of the effort. That is, end of 5th Anand Amrit should be the beginning of the effort of achieving something bigger, something which is of much better quality, of much better dimension in the coming year. I know the team has done an excellent work in putting together the entire conference, and as some of the participants have very rightly observed and expressed, and they have commented also. There's been a very well-organized conference, and the credit goes to people who we can see on the screen, as well as there are equal number of people, maybe more than these, who worked behind the scene. So my sincere compliments to them. At the same time, I would like to remind them about the challenge that we'll be facing in organizing a better conference next year. So I'm sure the team would again live up to the expectation and will have a better conference in the coming year. As far as the participants are concerned, my sincere compliments to them as well for coming forward, for submitting their research work, presenting them in full sincerity. I would only request some of them who are yet to send their full papers to please send them across, because we are still on the job of putting these full papers together in form of a book and publish with a ISBN. So please try to do that within next 7-8 days. The co-convener, Dr. Rishu Roy, has been working hard on this part, and she had to go out, and therefore she has not been able to participate in this conference. The moment she comes back in a couple of days, we'll start the work, and then our commitment to you is the moment we gather reasonable number of good papers, we will definitely come out with the book in a short period of time. So my request to those who have not yet submitted the full papers, there are a few of them, please go that extra mile and submit the full papers. The inputs from the session chairs, I discreetly went through. In fact, I was present in both the sessions simultaneously, but then heard some of the comments of the session chairs and co-chairs, and I thought some of them are extremely useful. Please take them into account, and for future research, as far as the delegates are concerned, I would request to consider the views expressed by the dignitaries, especially the chief guest, our vice chancellor, who is a renowned person in this area, and the plenary speakers. The very purpose of inviting plenary speakers is to throw lights on the scope of research on the theme or on the area of the conference. So please take these inputs and then come out with new research works in your future journey. So with this, my best wishes to all the participants, and once again a very heartfelt thanks to all my team members who have done an excellent job in putting up this conference. Wish you all the best. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. The event was made possible by many hands, hearts, and minds working together. On behalf of Center of Excellence in Happiness Studies, Shri Vaishnav Vidyapith Vishwavidyalaya, Indore, I would like to extend my sincere thanks to the chief guest of today's event, Shri Vishwakarma Ura, and all the guest speakers and delegates of plenary and technical sessions. I would like to convey deep regards and hearty thanks to our Honorable Chancellor, Shri Purushottam Das Ji Pasari, and Honorable Vice Chancellor, Dr. Peter Dhar. Words are not enough to thank you. Thank your constant guidance and support. I would like to express my sincere gratitude to Dr. T.K. Mandal, convener of the conference, and Dr. Rishu Roy, co-convener of the conference, and all the faculty members of organizing the event successfully. I'm also thankful, happy to express my thanks to all the heads, participants, and faculties present here for sparing their precious time from their busy schedule. A good event never ends. They take only a pause and keep us waiting for the next. Thank you all and have a good day.
Thank you very much. See you again.
Thank you, Supriya ma'am.